Ganapati Mahadev ki Jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. As we take this wonderful opportunity to begin another beautiful night of devotion to the Divine Goddess, Sri Goddess Lakshmi Mata, we take this moment as we pray with love and with devotion on behalf of the members and this wonderful 103 FM family. Swagatam, Namaskar, and a cordial welcome to each and everyone. Tonight, as we're about to bring in our beautiful katha, we're about to do worship, first and foremost, simple prayer and devotion to Sri Lakshmi Mata. As we take a moment, we put our hands together and we join in beautiful prayer to the Devi. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatya Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Samparam Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute Om Shri Lakshmi Devi Mataya Namaha. We bow to the feet of Sri Lakshmi Mata 3 times as we take blessings of the Divine Mother. And after we bow to her feet, we're about to offer water and Gangajal 3 times, washing the feet of the Divine Devi. Om Atapatyam Samarpayami Gangesha Yamune Shava Goravare Saraswati Nanamada Sandhu Kaveri Jalasmin Sanidim Kuru. We offer Chandan. Om Sri Chandanam Pratigartam Mahalakshmi Devi Mataya Namo Namaha. Chandanam Samarpayami. We offer Hardi. Hardra Sarva Varnabha Sarva Sobhagidaini Sarvalankar Mukyami Devi Tvam Pratigartam. We offer Sindur. Om Rusankasham Japakusum Sanibham Simantanabush Artaya Sinduram Pratigartam. We offer the essence, the spray. Gandhadurusham Nisham Pusham Kareshinim Ishwarim Sarvabhutanam Tamiho Paveshriyam. We offer some rice at the feet of Sri Lakshmi Maya. Om Akshataha Samarpayami. And we hold the prasad in our hands as we're about to pray to Sri Goddess Lakshmi Mata, saying, Ma, today, tonight, we have sacrificed our time, our efforts, our energy to come together to glorify you through the medium of Yagya, Satsang, devotion, Katha. And as you're about to pray to your holy form, we pay salutations and adorations to you, Ma. Namaste Mahamaye Sripite Surapujite Shanka Chakra Gada Haste Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute Aham Vaishvahara Bhutvaha Praninam Nyamasitaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Om Shri Naivedam Nivedayami Mahalakshmi Devi Mataya Namaha. Lakshmi Mahamata ki Jai. We touch the prasad at the feet of the mother. We touch it to our head 3 times. Om Lam Lakshmi Vyo Namo Namatana Vedam Nivedayami Mahalakshmi Devi Mataya Namaha. We light the agarbati or the incense sticks. Varnaspati Rabso Bhuto Gandharya Ganduttama Argya Sarvadevanam Rupoyam Pratigartam Shigandam Vilepanam Samarpayami. Om Sinamo Narayanam Namaskrityam Narachaivam Narotamam. Om Sri Lakshmi Devi Mata Vyo Namo Namaha. Om Shri Gajagaurishwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Gandam Grihana Devasya Deva Deva Dyanidhi Tvam Ev Jagatam Natas Tvam Ev Jagatam Prabhu Gandam Vilepanam Samarpayami. And we offer flowers at the feet of Sri Lakshmi Maya. Om Yopam Pushpam Veda Pushpavam Prajavan Pashman Bhavate Chandrama Vapam Pushpam Ata Pushpanjalam Pratigartam Pushpam Samarpayami. And now we are about to wave the sacred light as we join in beautiful arati tonight. And to all those who are tuned in with us, once more Swagatam, Namaskar, a cordial welcome as we begin with Devi Arati.
निषदनाथ
तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी। निशिदिना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। 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 ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। जय लक्ष्मी माँ। मांग सिंदूर विराजत देखो मृदमद को। मांग सिंदूर विराजत देखो मृदमद को। उज्ज्वल से दौनैना चंद्र वदन को। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम श्री लक्ष्मी माताय नमः। कनक समान कलेवर रत्नांबर राजे। ओ कनक समान कलेवर रत्नांबर राजे। रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कंताहार साधे। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओ मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। चौसत युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो। चौसत युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो। बाजत का मृदंगार बाजत के डमरू। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। लक्ष्मी माता नमो नमो। धरती माता नमो नमो। 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 लक्ष्मी माता नमो नमो। धरती माता नमो। लक्ष्मी महामाता की जय। As we begin this beautiful night, a cordial welcome, swagatam, namaskar, and a Jai Sitaram to all devotees and to all those who've sacrificed your time, your efforts, and your energy to join with us right here in this beautiful Yagya of 103.1 FM, the first, the finest, and forever, taking a beautiful moment to touch the feet of the Divine Goddess, Sri Lakshmi Mata. As we begin this night, special welcome to the members of the Celestial Gandharvas who've come to create this most beautiful aura and energy of the heavens. And as we begin this night, without further ado, wherever you are in the world, let us take a moment to pray. Stop and pause in whatever you're doing. Forget the world for a few moments concentrate on the feet of the divine Sri Lakshmi Maya. And remember, we are in the most auspicious month, the holiest month of the year, the month that is called Kartik. As it started yesterday with the Purnima star, we're about to now join in worship and Omkar. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighanam Kurumi Deva Sarvakadeshu Sarvada Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Durga Rupena Sanstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Sanstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Sanstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Namasyasu Mahamaye Sripite Sarapujite Shankha Chakra Gadahaste Mahalakshmi Namostute Namaste Garurarudhe Kola Suya Varyankare Sarva Papahare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Sarvagye Sarvavarade Sarvadushtabhayankare Sarvadukkahare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Adyantarahite Devi Adya Shakti Maheshwari Yogaje Yoga Sambhute Mahalakshmi Namostute Stula Sukshma Maharodre Mahashakti Mahodhare Mahapapahare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Sri Lakshmi Devi Mahataya Namaha Om Sri Mahalakshmi Devi Mataya Namaha. After the chants of the Mahalakshmi Ashtakam, we take this beautiful moment to invite the presence of our Lord today. For today, it's called Mangalvar. It's the day that is dedicated to our most loved deity, Mahavira Swami, Pavanaputra, the Lord of strength, the Lord of devotion, the Lord of faith and bhakti. And as we're about to begin our night, we pay salutations to our Lord. Pranava Pavana Kumar Kalabana Pavaka Jnana Dhara Jasu Hridayaga Basahi Rama Sarchapadham Atulita Baladham Prema Shaila Vadeham Dhanuzavana Krishanam Jnaninamagraganyam Sakala Gunanidhanam Vanaranam Adesham Ragupati Priyabhaktam वातजातं नमामि। उल्यञ्ज सिन्धोः सलिलं सलीलं यः शोकवहि जनकात्मजाया आजानते नैव ददाहलङ्का नमामि तं प्राञ्जल्याञ्जलेयम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वाटात्मजं वानरयुक्तमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। ॐ श्री हनुमते नमः। ॐ श्री हनुमते नमः। ॐ श्री हनुमते नमः। श्री गुरुचरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरनौ रघुवर विमल जसु जो दायक परचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरौ कलेश जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलित बल धामा अंजन पुत्र पवन सुत नाम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित के हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराज कांधे मोज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता। ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद शारद लगाए यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कुवेद कई सके कहते तुम पुकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम लाय राज पर दीन। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता। जय श्री राम। नारायण तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दास। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता बाबा। जय जय हनुमान गोसाई महावीर बलवंता। जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाए जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त गाय। और देवता चित्तन धरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीर। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। कुशत बार बात कर कोई तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभु। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बजरंगबली की जय। On this beautiful night, my friends, as we take this golden opportunity to worship our mother Shri Lakshmi Mata, it is said Lakshmi Mata, she is indeed part and parcel of the divine energy, the cosmic energy of Durga Devi. While Durga Mata, along with Lakshmi Maya and Saraswati Ma, would have created the three most powerful deities and Devis of the cosmos. Tonight, while we worship our mother, we will pay salutations and adorations to her beautiful form. As we're about to join in the golden pages of Devi Bhagavatam, before we go in depth to our message, our Katha, it is said that to those who will chant the name of the mother, especially in this time, in these days and in this holy month, the month of Kartik, to those who glorify Devi in her manifold forms, Devi Mata herself will definitely bless you. Tonight we join in a chant as we blend our voices, we blend our hearts, after which we join in the golden pages of Devi Bhagavatam. Durge 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 Jai Jai Ma 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 Jai to the Divine Mother. Amba Bhavani Ma, Jagadamba Bhavani Ma, 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 Amba Bhavani Ma, Jagadamba Bhavani Ma. Jagadamba Bhavani Ma, Amba Bhavani Ma, Jagadamba. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma, Durge, Jai Jai Ma, Durge, Jai Jai Ma. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Our beautiful katha begins according to Devi Bhagavatam and according to Mahashiva Puran, where today we see the glories of Shri Goddess Lakshmi Mata once more. It is said in our message, the katha begins with Goddess Parvati Devi. You see, my friends, Parvati Mata, Lord Shiva, they are seated in Kailash Parvat. And while they are sitting on the mountains, they are overlooking the whole world. They are sitting at the highest peak and they could overlook every one of us. Ever so often, Parvati Devi, she would nudge Prabhu Shankar and say, Prabhu, dekho na, look down there. Look at the world. Look at people praying in one corner and look at people crying in the other. Look at people living happy in one end and look at those who are sad. Look at those who are enjoying the riches of the world and look at those who are struggling just to make it day by day. And Lord Shiva looks while the Devi points out everybody individually. The Devi would then ask the question many a times, Prabhu, why is it that this one right next door to the other, one is happy and the next one isn't? Why is it that in one home you can see so much wealth, but in the other right next door you can see so much poverty? And Prabhu Shankar starts to speak of karma. While he's about to speak of karma and life and how we live our day to day and what happens in our lives when we perform certain actions. They are having a conversation when suddenly now their child, their son, their putra, Sri Ganesh Baba. Ganesh Baba decides to come. He's riding on his mushak and he comes to see his mother and his father. When he reaches up and he's about to approach them, he comes down from the mushak, he runs up to them and he prostrates to their feet. Our culture always teaches us that whenever we see our elders, whenever we see our parents, whenever we see those who are elder than us, we must always pay salutations to them. We must always touch their feet. It is one of the duty of a Hindu bhakta, a child growing up, to learn the habits of touching feet of their mother and father. Whenever we see a guru and we see a pundit, it is a natural thing that comes to us. Let's touch the feet of the pundit because we're going to get a blessing. Just remember, every time you touch the feet of the Pandit, when he says Ayushman Bhava and he blesses you, in turn he takes away some of your negative karma and he blesses you with positive ones. That is why the Guru would have been living a life in which he will always be doing devotion, spirituality or goodness in his life. So every time he takes a bad karma from anyone who touches his feet, he can burn them through the austerities that he performs. When we leave after touching the feet of the Guru, we leave a better person, because we would have left some of our bad karma at the feet of the Guru. Katha tells us today that Lord Ganesha touches the feet of his Guru. We must teach our children that no matter how big they become, mother and father, when we see them, we must touch their feet. Sometimes you look at some of the Indian soaps and we see where a son, probably big man, 30, 35 years, he went to work and he came home, and as soon as he opened the door and he walked in, before he could say anything, he might say, Ma, but he touches his feet and he goes. Prostration. shows humility. Prostration shows how simple an individual can be. It is one of the representatives as to why Hindu bhaktas use bamboo in our prayer. Because when we use the bamboo, I know recently so many devotees, they are not using bamboo, they're using pipe, and they're using plastic, and they're using something or the other. But while we live in this wonderful land of sweet tea and tea, as we call it, while we can get bamboo everywhere, it is said the bamboo firmly roots itself in the earth and it grows as tall as it can. And the higher it goes, it bends even more. As a symbolism that even when we do our prayer and we get the jandi and the bamboo for the jandi or the flag, in turn, by holding that bamboo, it must represent something in our mind that no matter how tall this flag flies, we must still remain as simple and humble as we are and as humble as we can be. Today, friends, in our katha, the mother and the father, they are there. And Lord Ganesha comes and is about to prostrate to their feet. And firstly, he says, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Akanda Mandala Karam, Vyaptamena Characharam, Tatparam Darshitamena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Ajnanatimirānasya Jnana Janashalakaya, Chakshur Militam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Chinmyam Vyapyat Sarvam, Trailokyam Sacharacharam, Tatparam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. As we pay respects to the Gurus, as we pay respects to our mothers and our fathers, if we are given the opportunity, if we are close to the elder, if we are close to the parent, tonight or wherever you are, if you're given an opportunity to touch the feet of your mother or your father, this is a moment that will create a difference in your life, because respect and humility is everything that matters in the world. Lord Ganapati, Shri Ganesha, he prostrated by Parvati Maya and he prostrated by his father. And his father, Lord Shiva, says, son, today it is time where we make preparations to give you what we call the Yagya pavit sanskar. It is time in which we give you the Janeo sanskar. Are you ready for it? And Lord Ganesh Baba says, Janeo, Yagya pavit? What does it mean, Pitaji? And Lord Shiva says, as you're about to step up in life, as you're about to now leave that childhood stage and mature your mind and mature the way you think and think now advanced in the world, we will teach you how to heal the life of people. But you must start with the first step, which is a Rityavalana Sanskar, Viva Sanskar. And Lord Ganesha says, Pitaji, if these are the steps to become a better person, I am ready to go for it. Are we willing to take whatever necessary steps are there to become a better person? Listen. Shankara Suvana Bhavani Nandana, Shankara Suvana Bhavani Nandana, Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan, Gaye Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan. Shankara Suvanam Bhavani Nandana, Shankara Suvana Bhavani Nandana, Gaye Gaye Ganapati Jagavandan, Gaye Lord Ganesha, Ganapati Baba, it is said he walks up to his parents and he prostrates and he touches their feet. And as soon as he prostrates and he bows, Father, Prabhu Shankar Bholenath, he says, child, son, it is now the right step in your life and the right stage in which you must now perform Yagya pavit or the Janu sanskar. There are only 2 times in a person's life in which they can perform the Yagya pavit sanskar. What are the 2 times in their life? Listen. Jai Jai Ganapati Jai Gajanana Jai Jai Ganesha Ganaraja Jai Jai Ganapati Jai Gajanana Jai Jai Ganesha Ganaraja Jai Jai Ganapati Jai Gajanana Jai Jai Ganesha Ganaraja Jai Jai Ganapati Jai Gajanana Jai Jai Ganesha Ganaraja Jai Jai Ganapati Jai Gajanana Jai Jai Ganesha Ganaraja Jai Jai Ganapati Jai Gajanana Jai Jai Ganesha Ganaraja Jai Jai Ganapati Jai Gajanana Jai Jai Shri Ganesh Bhagavan ki Jai. It is said, friends, when Lord Ganesh Baba heard that his Pitaji says you are about to perform the Yagya pavit, he says, Pitaji, at this time, now, there are only 2 times in the life of an individual that he gets what we call the Yagya pavit or that sacred thread. It is said before puberty or before the age of around 11 years, a son must receive the Yagya pavit. Some devotees might ask, in order to be given that sacred thread, do you have to be a Brahmana? Do you have to be of the caste of a Pundit? Do you have to come from the lineage of a Brahmin or a Pundit to get a Janu or sacred thread? We've seen in today's world where many young ones who love prayer and worship and devotion, they wish to have a Janu or sacred thread. But maybe because of the elders who haven't learned or become knowledgeable to understand, maybe they are deprived. Scripture says that every young man is supposed to have a Janu. But then that pertains to the rules also. Every young man must wear Janu, whether of what caste are you. When you're performing the ceremony at the age of 10 or 11, if you're a Brahmana, then that Janu or that Yagya pavit thread, it wraps around you 3 times. If you're a Kshatriya and you're not the Brahmana, the thread wraps around you 5 times. If you're a Vaishya, the 3rd caste, then it is then wrapped 7 times. And if you're Shudra or the last caste, it is wrapped 9 times around you. But every young man is supposed to have a Yagya pavit or sacred thread. While the sacred thread ceremony will be performed or the sanskar of the Yagya pavit sanskar, it is said during the sanskar, rules and regulations are given. It should never be taken out of the body. It should never come off the body. In the event of even changing it, you place a new one after you bless it and then you take out the old one. It must never leave your body, and in that way it protects you and it keeps your energy intact as an individual spiritually. So today the Katha is saying that while Lord Ganapati is about to get his Yagya pavit, he becomes happy. His mother comes down from Kailash Parvat and she goes to Lord Ganesha and she hugs him and she says, son, today you will receive this sacred thread. We will start making preparations without any delay. But son, I want to show you something. And she takes him to the back of Kailash Parvat. And when she goes there, she manifests some clothing to give our Lord. Ganesh Baba, he's waiting to see what the mother wants to give him. She says, close your eyes, I have a gift for you. And after closing the eyes, when he opens them and the mother says, this is what I have for you, he sees some beautiful clothing. A nice dhoti, a nice shawl, but it's beautifully decked, it's colorful. She says, son, I want you to wear this. As a mother, I would love to see you dressed in this piece of clothing. I've gifted this to you. Can you please wear it? And Lord Ganesh Baba, he looks at it and he says, okay, Maya, I will wear it. The Katha tells us that they are preparing for the afternoon to perform their Yagya pavit. They've decided to send out the invitations. As they started to send out invitations by word and by mouth, who is the greatest and the biggest person or devotee who will send out the word? Narayan. Sri Narad Muni. He travels all the hemispheres. He has been blessed to be in every katha or most of the kathas because he has the ability to travel everywhere. With that ability, message tells us that he comes down and he says, Devi, kya hua? What is going on here? Maya, you look so happy. Ganesh Baba is looking happy. Something is about to take place. What is happening? Aren't you going to tell me, Ma? Am I invited? Can I come? Can I be there? And the mother says, Narada, listen, definitely you can come. But before you come, we are preparing for this afternoon. Can you go everywhere that you normally go? And can you invite everybody for this grand moment? I want my son Ganesha to feel comfortable and happy, and I want him to feel blessed. Can you please give him the best, and can you invite everybody? They don't need to walk with any special blessing, but I want everybody to come. And Narad Muni, as a bhakta of Mahavishnu, he goes to Vaikunt and he starts to speak. Hare Prabhu, listen, we're about to be invited to a beautiful function. Lord Ganesha is about to get his Yagya pavit. He's about to get his thread. He tells Lord Vishnu, he tells Lakshmi Maya, he goes to Brahma Loka and he tells Brahmadev and Saraswati Devi. He goes now to the different hemispheres and he sees Lord Indra and all the other gods. And he gives the invitation. And while everybody's waiting now, it is said Lord Ganapati, he goes in his little room by himself, his space. And he takes the clothing that the mother has given to him. And he looks at it both sides. The clothing is nice. It can fit him well. It is colorful. But he doesn't feel for colorful. We can have so many different types of clothing. Sometimes we have the most expensive one, but when we open the wardrobe and we look sometimes to pick out the cheapest one. Because we say, you know what, we're comfortable with this. Sometimes you see someone wearing one piece of clothing all the time and they say, wait, Narad, the only pants you have, boy? And then they would tell you know what, I have about 15 of the same or different kinds, but you know what, this one is more comfortable. Ganesh Baba says, I have a new piece of clothing, but I think I know which one I want to wear. So he goes to change himself. And what does he wear? And what color does he wear? He picks up a white dhoti and a white shawl. It is clear, it is pure, and is white. And while he's going with his pure white, he's about to go now to Kailash Parvat where everything has been done. It is said decorations have been placed. The sacred leaves have been hung everywhere. All the gods are coming gradually one by one. And while they're coming in, Lord Ganesha walks in. And when he walks in, the mother is waiting. As soon as somebody said to her, Ganesh Baba has come, she's ready to see him in a beautiful outfit. But what is he wearing? He's wearing pure white. She walks up to him somewhat disappointed. And she says, Beta, Ganesha, I gave you a nice piece of clothing to wear. How come you didn't wear it? And Ganesh Baba, he says, Maya, I feel comfortable in my white. Don't you know white represents purity? Don't you know white represents clean or cleanliness? Don't you think and don't you know that white represents everything, or it stands for everything that is pure, divine? Anything that shows clarification in our thoughts and our mind and our consciousness is represented by the color white. When you dream something white, something good is coming. When you think of something white, something good is coming. While I was growing up, my grandfather said to me one day, when you leave home and you're about to drive to go somewhere and you sit in your car, as soon as you drive out the yard, if a white bird crosses your path, something good is going to happen that day. Or that day is going to be a wonderful day. But if you drive out of your driveway and a black bird passes, you go back inside and stay right there. Because something bad or wrong might happen. Today, Lord Ganesha is in white. And while white represents purity, we sing for Lord. Devi Mata, she is disappointed. And she says, but beta, what is this? Ye kya hai? He says, Maya, please forgive me. And while he adores her, this is how he does it. Mata Parvati, Devi Mata Dehi, Annapurne Mata Dehi, Bhiksham Dehi. Sita Vallabhakari Mata Mata Di. He Mata Om Shri Mata Lalitamba. He Mata Om Shri Mata Lalitamba. When the mother looked at Lord Ganapati, she felt disappointed. She says, but son, I prepared this most beautiful piece of clothing for you. Why didn't you wear it? He says, Ma, I feel nice and pure and divine. I feel holy when I wear white. And she looks at him. And while she's looking, because she has so many thoughts of wanting him to wear that color, he sees the sadness in her heart. And in his mind, how can he allow or leave his mother hurt and sad? Do you leave your mother's hurt? Can you leave your mother hurt? Just remember, the mother of your home is like the Lakshmi of your home. The mother of your home is the goddess of your home. And if you treat her bad, and if you make her shed a tear, or if you make her cry, or if you make her feel hurt, then the Devis become hurt. Then what kind of blessing would you get in your house and in your home if you continue to hurt the same mothers who are the representative of the divine Devis in your life? Whoa. हे माता, हे माता, हे माता, अम्बा पूर्णे ललितांबा, अम्बा पूर्णे ललितांबा, हे माता, हे माता, हे माता, हे माता, चांदी चमुंडे ललितांबा, चांदी चमुंडे ललितांबा, चांदी चमुंडे ललितांबा, चांदी चमुंडे ललितांबा, ओम श्री लक्ष्मी माताय नमः, ओम श्री लक्ष्मी माताय नमः, ओम श्री लक्ष्मी माताय नमः. Lord Ganapati, he looks at the mother and he realizes that he has made the mother hurt. So in order to make up, he decides to hug his mother. Ma, it's okay, Ma. Another day I will wear it. Please don't be angry and please don't be hurt. When we see our mothers hurt at home, when we see our mothers shedding a tear for something that probably happened and they didn't like it or they were unsatisfied, do you do whatever it takes to make them happy, or do you run from the situation? Do you do what it takes to make your parents or your mother happy, most importantly? Well, in this time of the holy month of Kartik, while we are worshipping Prabhu Krishna, we will be worshipping Goddess Lakshmi Mata every day until that Deepavali day, and even after, for the 5 days of Diwali. Ensure that while you will worship Goddess Lakshmi Mata, the goddess of light, remember every day to also worship your mother, as she is the light of your home. Always remember to make your mother happy, to make your mother smile, to make her proud, and to do everything that it takes to make her keep feeling the good feeling of the world. Because the world can bring so much of unhappiness if we turn to it. Today, Ganesh Baba, he hugs his mother. And while he's hugging the mother, he starts to see gods coming in for the ceremony. And who does he see? Brahmadev, he comes. Saraswati Mata enters. Lord Indra enters. It is said Agni Devi enters. And all the gods are coming one by one. And then suddenly now you see a nice, beautiful golden chariot lands in front of this Kailash Bharavat, the entrance to this Yagya. And who comes off and who steps off of the chariot? None other than Mahavishnu Bhagavan, the preserver of the cosmos. And alongside with him, his beautiful Devi, who is none other than Sri Goddess Lakshmi Mata. It is said when Goddess Lakshmi Devi stepped out of the beautiful chariot, she held on to the hands of Prabhu Vishnu. And they were then walking now towards the entire hall and the entire arena. Prabhu Vishnu Bhagavan, he found a most appropriate seat and he sat down. And beside him, Lakshmi Devi sat down as well. And they are waiting for the ceremony to begin. But while they're waiting for the ceremony to begin, Sage Narada is still inviting many people all over, and they're waiting for Narada to come so that the ceremony can start with the gurus and the brahmanas and the sadhus who are there. When Narada takes some time, something is about to happen. It is said Goddess Lakshmi Mata, she's looking at Mahavishnu, she's looking at Lord Ganesha, she's looking at everybody who is coming, and she says, Prabhu Vishnu, I'm starting to feel uneasy. I can't sit here for much longer. I'm feeling uneasy. I think I should take a walk. Or maybe I should go and I would come back maybe when it's finished. Or maybe just let me know. Close your eyes and call me when it is time. But I don't think I could sit here for long. Only today I was speaking with a devotee and we were having the understanding to remember that long ago when we look at Brahmanas and Pundits, and nowadays when we look at the situations of Brahmanas and Pundits, how it has become different. I remember one day when my guru was about to come home to do prayers or puja. That day we were running a little late. And when we were running late, the guru came home and he saw that everything was prepared, but somebody was still running in the bathroom to come out. And you know what he did? He said, "What time did I tell you is the puja today?" And we gave him the time. He says, "Well, it is 20 minutes past. It seems as though nobody is ready yet. I will come back later." And he left and he went in his car and he came back in the night time. Nowadays, sometimes the Pandits come early and they have to wait. Sometimes, according to how they are running in their schedule, they will come, and maybe even if they are late, sometimes they are criticized. But at the same time, sometimes when we go as the Pandits and the Brahmanas, as the Katha, the message tells us, you don't have people waiting. How do you feel when you're ready to go out and you're ready and you're decked and somebody has to come and meet you, and by the time you're ready, nobody else is? You don't have people waiting. It is only manners that we would have learnt it from. Lakshmi Maya sits and she says, "What kind of organization is this? Parvati Maya should know better than this. Lord Shiva should have known he's Lord of time. He's Kaladev. He should know to make sure everything flows in time. But yet, the Brahmanas haven't come to bless Lord Ganesha. Lord Vishnu, I cannot stay here. I think I must leave and come back." And Lord Vishnu says, "But you are Lakshmi, you are Shakti, you are energy, you are everything that is positive and divine to make a ritual successful." Last night, to those who listened to the Katha, Lakshmi Devi became Dakshina Devi. And without the presence of Dakshina Devi, Yagya Dev or the Yagya cannot be complete. Lakshmi Maya, if you leave, how will you bless Lord Ganesha for this Yagya pavit ceremony? And Lakshmi Maya sits for a moment and she says, "I don't think I can stay. Don't you remember how I grew into this?" And Lord Shiva is asking, or Lord Vishnu is asking, "How did you grow into this?" And she's about to remind him, "When I came out of the ocean, while all the gods were running after the nectar, nobody looked at me. But who saw me as a beautiful person? All the Rakshasas saw me as a beautiful person, and they forgot all about the nectar, and they started to run me down. And when I got the attention, I decided to go by all the Rakshasas, and I went now to the Asuras, and they took me into the depths of the ocean, and I lived there with all the Rakshasas." For many people who do not know, they may think that the moment Lakshmi Mata came out of the churning of the ocean, she became Goddess Lakshmi and she became the consort. It is said when she came out, nobody paid attention to her but the Rakshasas, and she decided to go to Patal with them. They opened up the oceans and Lakshmi Maya went with them, and she stayed in their kingdom for a few years. And while she stayed there, she learned their habits. She brought wealth to them. Wherever she would have walked, she would have brought wealth to them. Some people have a hand that no matter what they put their hand to, it will always become successful. And some people have a hand that once they touch it, well, Jai Bhagwan. Somebody asked me a question today. They said, "Do you know, I had a nice big lime tree. And I moved in this house for 20 years now, the lime tree bearing good, nice big lime. But one day, I was doing some renovation, and a man came and he said he wanted some lime. And normally I would never tell anybody pick the lime, but I said to him, "You know what, I'm busy. Pick a few now, you'll take it." And from the next day, you see the leaves started to turn. And within 1 month, the leaves are falling. And the lime stopped bearing. And today he's showing me, you see this tree, look at the tree, dried up now. But for 20 years, I'm getting lime as much as I want, and the tree is dried today. Only after 1 month that somebody else touched it. And then he's asking the question, and I know many people could probably question that or even confirm to that. We say sometimes people have a bad hand. If they touch the tree could dry up. If people come and they pick flowers from a tree, sometimes you see the tree dry up and you say, but probably they had a bad hand. Is it true that we can have a bad hand or a good hand? I don't think it matters in the hand, but we have an energy. Everybody has been born to do something. Everybody has an aura that they walk with and they work with, a barakat or strength. And with that strength, if you're powerful and positively charged with your spirituality, then you can make things be positive around you. And if you're not spiritually inclined, then of course, the things around you will die. Today, in the same way, Goddess Lakshmi has the ability with her hands to lift anything. And while she goes down to the nether worlds with all the Rakshasas, she sees them doing all the worst things. They're stealing. They are cheating others. They're doing negative things. They're bringing gems from kingdoms that they have stolen. They are killing people in the village. They're stopping people from prayer. And Goddess Lakshmi Mata stopped and she thought for a second, I am sitting here with all of you. But while I'm sitting here with all of you, I think this life is not for me. Have you ever found yourself in life or in a job where you sit down and you say, you know what? I feel this is not for me. You're working in a job maybe for the last 15 years, but one day you sit down and say, I just don't feel happy in what I do. Maybe this is just not for me. Or maybe you're in a relationship and years are passing by, but maybe out of lust you went into it, and now you sit down and say, I don't know if I really feel it from my heart. Is this really just for me? Or is it not for me? Life can be unpredictable. That is why one of the lines, it says, Koi roye, koi gaye, koi roye, koi gaye, kaisa tera sansar, Malik, kaisa tera sansar. Some people laugh, some people cry. But such is the world that we live in today. When Devi Mata sees the world in chaos, she says, before I inhibit any form of karma, she says, I think I must leave this place. And the mother started to pick up the attitude of not staying one place for too long, but moving. Chanchal, fickle, as we call it. And she will not stay one place for long. She decides to leave, and she's about to go to Lord Indra Loka. I've left the demon world. Let me go to the godly world now. Let me see if karma works the same way for them. And while she's about to go there, listen. Kabira, jab hum para hue, jagah se hum roye. ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए. चदरिया हरे चदरिया हो रे चदरिया हरे चदरिया हो रे चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी. अष्टकमल का सरक बनाया, पांच तत्व की पूनी चदरिया, पांच तत्व की पूनी. अष्टकमल का सरक बनाया, पांच तत्व की पूनी. नौ दसमान पुनन को लागे, नौ दसमान पुनन को मोरी चादर बनगर आए, रंग दे जी गोदीनी चादरिया, रंग दे जी गोदीनी। जब मोरी चादर बनगर आए, रंग दे जी गोदीनी, ऐसा रंग रंगा रंग रे ने, ऐसा रंग रंगा रंग रे ने, कि लाल लाल कर जीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी। चादर ओम संता मत करियो, ये 2 दिन तुमको दीनी चदरिया, 2 दिन तुमको दीनी। चादर ओम संता मत करियो, ये 2 दिन तुमको दीनी चदरिया, 2 दिन तुमको दीनी। मूर्ख लोग ढेर नहीं जाने, मूर्ख लोग ढेर नहीं जाने, 3 दिन मैंने कीनी चदरिया, जीनी रे जीनी। जो प्रहलाद सुदामा ने ओढ़ी चदरिया, जो प्रहलाद सुदामा ने ओढ़ी चदरिया, सुदामा ने ओ सुदामा ने ओढ़ी चदरिया, जो प्रहलाद सुदामा ने ओढ़ी चदरिया, सुखदेव निर्मल कीनी चदरिया, निर्मल कीनी। दास कबीर It is said when goddess Lakshmi Mata had gone to the heavens, she went in search of the gods. After seeing all the Rakshasas in Patalok, after all the demons in the ocean, they tried to grab hold of the mother. It is said, being that none of them lived a righteous life, she decided to leave there and to travel to the skies. In other words, whenever we live in a home, there is always bickering, fights, arguments, tension. Whenever those in our home would steal or cheat or lie or speak untruth, Lakshmi Mata will never stay there, but she will get up and she will move from place to place. She went to the heavens. It is at that time when she had gone to the heavens, Lord Indra was sitting down. There were celestial dancers around and everybody, they were dancing. While they were dancing to the tunes of the celestial Gandharvas, it is said, sage Duravasa had entered. Lakshmi Mata was now walking in. When she walked in, she saw Lord Indra sitting. She walked up to Lord Indra and she says, Pranams, Indra Dev. Can I stay in this kingdom of Indra Loka? He says, sure, you can stay here. As long as you want, you can stay. I've heard that you are the goddess of wealth and wherever you walk, everyone and everything prospers. You are sure to stay here. So she found a seat not too far from Indra Dev. And at that point, it is said, lo and behold, she saw the entire episode as it took place. What was about to take place? Sage Duravasa walked in the hall where everyone was dancing. And out of respect, he took out his mala. And he says, Indradev, I must applaud you for the good work that you're doing on the earth to ensure that everything goes as planned. You're the Lord of rain. You ensure that there's rain everywhere. And you ensure that whenever people want water at the right time, they get water. Well, like we gain too much. But like they say, you must never complain, right? Because when we have hot sun, we ask for rain. And when we get rain, we say we wish we had sun. Scripture tells us that Devi is looking at the episode. And when Sage Duravasa comes and he takes out his mala, he says, Indradev, I will give you this mala. Catch this mala. And he threw the mala in the air. And while the mala is going in the air, it was supposed to fall on the neck of Lord Indra. But instead of falling on the neck, Lord Indra catch it with his hands. And when he catch it, he threw it again as though he didn't want to wear it at that point. But he threw it as though it would fall on the neck of his Airavata, which is his vehicle, the elephant that he rides. But the elephant is only an animal as he is, despite being smart. When the elephant saw a garland coming his way, the elephant took his trunk, raised it in the air, grabbed hold of the mala, and at that point just dropped it on the ground in front of him as though it was something to eat. He took it and he pulled it and he took a piece to put in his mouth, and the mala was then broken in two pieces. And when it fell to the ground, an elephant does not know. He stepped on it thinking that he can make something with it. And when Sage Duravasa saw that, he looked at Lord Indra and he says, Indradev, today I thought that you would have been smarter than this. I thought that you would have understood that I've given you a mala out of love and respect. I applauded you for the good things that you've done, but today you made me realize it is not just good. Maybe you're showing the world, but whatever it is not real. Lakshmi Mata is looking at the situation, and when she's hearing that it is not real, she asks herself, have I left a position with the Rakshasas that was not real to come in a situation where there's more not real people? And she questions herself. And when she questions, she decides now to look at the episode and what is taking place. At that point, it is said while Sage Duravasa goes up to Lord Indra, an argument begins. A little fight, a little war is about to begin. And while they're arguing against one another, she says, where will I ever leave and go? I need to leave this place and I can't stay here because a fight is about to take place. Lord Indra was then cursed and shrapped on that day. And she says, even if the gods can fight like this, why stay here? I won't tolerate it. And Devi Mata, she says, I will now go. And when she leaves Indra Loka, high above in Kailash Parvat, Lord Shiva glances Devi moving from spot to spot, moving from one place to the other. And there, listen tonight. Shivaya Parameshwara Shashishekharaya Namo Bhavaya Gunasambhavaya Shivatandavaya Namo Shivaya Shivaya Parameshwara Shashishekharaya Namo Shivaya Parameshwara Shashishekharaya Namo संभवाय शिवताण्डवाय नमो भवाय गुणसंभवाय चंद्रशेखराय नमो शिवाय 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 परमेश्वर शशिशेखराय नमः हर हर महादेव Lord Shiva saw the mother, and when he saw Lakshmi Devi, he says, Hare Maya, from way above, Devi, where will you go? She says, I don't know where to go. Can you please guide me? I've heard of your name, Mahadev. I've heard of your greatness. You are the one who partook of the same poison that came out of the churning. Well, I came out as well. Mahadev, can you guide me? And as the Lord and the embodiment of peace, he speaks to Goddess Lakshmi Mata and he says, Devi, you've been to the Patal regions where the Rakshasas are living negatively. It does not suit your nature. You've been out to the gods and it still does not please you. But you can leave and I will tell you where to go. Take that direction and travel for some time and you will reach the Milky Sagar or the Milky Ocean. And when you go there, you will see now one being. He is Mahavishnu. He will be sitting there or he may be lying down there. That is where you would need to go. And she listens to the orders of Mahadev. And she's about to go. But before she can leave, as soon as she's about to walk away, Lord Indra drops on his knees and he says, Devi, don't leave. If you leave the heavens, we will struggle to prosper. We will struggle to bring gold and wealth and prosperity. We won't be able to be successful in what we want to do. Devi, please stay. She says, no, I can't. Listen. Shivaya, Shivaya, Parameshwara, Shashikaraya Namaho, Bhavaya, Gunasambhavaya, Vatandavaya Namaho, Bhavaya, Gunasambhavaya, Vatandavaya Namaho, Namaho. Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya. Lord Shiva advised Lakshmi Devi, leave the heavens and go to where Lord Vishnu sits in the Milky Sagar. However, as Devi Lakshmi is about to leave, Lord Indra and some of the other gods who were there, they dropped on their knees. Devi, if you leave the heavens, no wealth will ever come here. If Lakshmi Mata leaves your life, you will struggle. Which is the physical form of Goddess Lakshmi living in our lives? It's simple. The Tulsi plant is the living energy of Goddess Lakshmi. One of the incarnations of Lakshmi Maya is Tulsi Mata. To many of us, we may have Tulsi in our homes. How many of us love her and respect her? And to those who don't have her, maybe you've tried many a times and the Tulsi doesn't want to grow. Maybe out of your karma. Go to a plant somewhere, maybe in the mandir or by the neighbor or somebody who have a plant, but don't take a plant from them. Go by the plant, kneel down, put your hands together and say, Tulsi Mata, Lakshmi Maya, if I have done something wrong to hurt you or to disrespect you, please come back to my home. I beg your forgiveness. Maybe one day you don't know, you probably stepped on her, maybe she was this small, and you just stepped on her and she decided out of disrespect, you didn't even see me there, I will not come by your place again. Maybe you saw her in the drains because she grows everywhere. And maybe you just rooted her out and you left her right there to dry. Maybe she felt disrespected. Tulsi Devi is a living goddess and a representation of Goddess Lakshmi Mata. It is said if you can have 2 Tulsi plants in front of your gateway, money will come. You will see how much people are looking for Tulsi now. money will come, wealth will come. While the wealth and the money will come, not just physically and finances, happiness will prevail there. Success will happen. Your children will do good in school. Many will aim for so many heights and they will achieve it. The Devi is living in the form of Tulsi Mata. And while Lakshmi Mata wants to leave and the gods beg her not to, suddenly now on the other end of the arena, who is coming to beg her to come back? The Rakshasas. Devi, since you have left the Patal regions, we are struggling. We can't even steal properly now. Imagine, even in the negative traits, she brought good luck to them. Now that you have left, it is hard now to steal. It is hard to prosper. It is hard to even do what we have been doing as demons and Rakshasas. Please come back to us. She's standing in the middle. The gods are begging for her and the Rakshasas are begging for her. Who to choose from? She says, I want nothing to do with none of you all. And she's about to leave and she's walking away. And where will she go? She follows the words and the advice of Lord Shiva. Big question tonight. How many people could take an advice? How many people can take what we call constructive criticism? How many people can take an advice and do better of it? And how many people, if you tell somebody, listen, you see what I was doing? That was wrong, you know. How many people, if you tell that to, they're going to stop talking to you for the rest of your life? We live in a world where not many people can take an advice. An advice can change your life. While we are sitting here to do Yagya, I have had advice from many people. And while grooming into becoming a Pundit, if you do not take constructive criticism, you will never reach anywhere. But Krishna is here. And you could tell, because you've been in my company for so many years. I think probably what, like 18, 20 years or something like that. And I can remember there were times when you would come to me and you would say, hey, you see how you sing that song? You sing that a little too high. You're singing a little too hard. Or maybe you're doing it like this. Change it like that. And if, not just me, but if people don't take the littlest of constructive criticism to change their life, how will your life become a better one? Many people zone out when you start speaking how to improve their life. Many people lock out the people who try to give them an advice. Of course, the advice must be reasonable. But at the same time, an advice that is given is something that must be thought of and understood if we must carry it out. When Lakshmi Maya listens to the words of Mahadev, she says now, I will go to the Milky Sagar and will find the Lord that this Prabhu Shankar has sent me to. So she goes to the Milky Sagar, but still the other gods didn't give up. The gods are following her, the demons are following her, and everybody wants to be a part to grab her. And while everybody's running towards her, she's running away from them. And she sees now in the heavens, she sees in the Milky Sagar, one personality. He's Lord Vishnu. He sits, he's sitting on his Sheshnag, his foot is dangling in the Milky Ocean, and he's by himself. And he turned around when he heard the commotion and he saw Lakshmi Devi, and he just continued and he started to dangle his foot. And she says, that is where I will go. While the demons are running after me, while the gods are running after me, and while this personality doesn't even care about me, that is where I will go. In other words, it is said, when you run after Goddess Lakshmi, when you run after wealth, when you run after money, when you run after riches, it will run from you. But when you sit in the calmness of the world and you just let it be, it will come towards you. That is how the world and wealth works. When Goddess Lakshmi Mata walked up to Mahavishnu, she says, Prabhu, if you look around, you will see gods and Rakshasas running after me. But because I saw you by yourself and you didn't even care, can I sit next to you, please? And Prabhu Vishnu looked at her and he says, sure. If you want to sit, you can sit. Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala, Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala, Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala, Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala. Oh. Lord Vishnu looks at her and Prabhu Vishnu says, So aren't you going to go after them? They're running you down. She says, no, I won't go there. So then where will you go? I will stay right here with you. Wherever there's cheating, lying, untruth, negativity, demons, bad thinking, backstabbing, negative traits, whenever you run after money, she will leave and she will run from you. And if you sit and just say, Ma, you're welcome in my life. You know what's best. It is that everything will come to you and everything will flow. Don't run after the wealth of the world in whatever form they may be. In this time, just pray to your mother. And what has to happen will happen and it will come to you. While Prabhu Vishnu sat there, Brahmadev came, Shankar Bholenath came, and they said, Prabhu Vishnu, I think this will be the right person for you. She's not running after you and you're not running after her. I think you will work together and she will bring the good luck of wealth in your life. But bear in mind one thing. She likes to move from place to place and she won't stay one place for long. So it is up to you if you want to keep her. She was with the Rakshasas and she was unhappy and she left. She was with the gods, she was unhappy and she left. And now she will sit next to you. What will you do to calm her down? Lord Vishnu said to Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, it is like wealth and money. The older people always say money will never stay in your hand. Some people say, well, Baba, how come money not staying in my hand? I make the money and it have to go back here and there and it has to pay for everything. And when it's finished, everything is finished. Money doesn't stay in my hand. If it doesn't stay in your hand, then what do you do? What should you do if the money, the wealth, the finances don't stay in your hands? There are two things that you can do. And I will tell you tonight. When Lakshmi Mata becomes wed to Lord Vishnu, they started working together to create wealth. And wherever Lord Vishnu will go, Lakshmi Mata will follow him. When the Lord took the avatar and he became Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram, she says, I will become Sita Devi and I will walk with you. Whenever the Lord took the incarnation and he became Prabhu Krishna, she says, I will come in the right time and I will be Radha. And when the time is come and I have to now be that personality of a king's wife, I will become Rukmini. And I will stand next to you, but I will never leave you alone. And while she's working with him, let us remember now, the Katha as we started tonight, they have left and they have gone now to the Yagya pavit sanskar. And she's saying to him, remember what happened on that day? On that day, I said to you that I might move from hand to hand or from place to place. Are you willing to keep me? Because while they're taking long for this Yagya pavit to begin, Ganesh Baba is taking long. I think I must leave. I'm ready to go. Lord Vishnu stopped and he says, today we will stop that. You know what he did? He got up and he went to Lord Ganapati and he put his hands together. He says, Ganesha Prabhu, I am Mahavishnu, the preserver of the cosmos. But I have a request of you. Today, Lakshmi Mata doesn't want to stay. I want you to now use your strength in whatever way it may be. But you need to teach her that she has to stay here now. How can you do it, Lord Ganesha? You are the one who can remove obstacles. How will you do it? Ganesh Baba says she doesn't want to stay. In my Yagyopavi, where is she? Is she there? Is that Lakshmi Devi? And Ganesh Baba got up and he walks up to Lakshmi Devi Mata. And when he walks up to her, it is said he starts to now with his huge form, he starts to raise his trunk in the air. He grabbed the waist of Lakshmi Mata and he wrapped the trunk around her. He lifted her in the air and he placed her on his lap. And when he placed Lakshmi Mata on his lap, he says, Devi, my pranams and my salutations to you. Once more, a special welcome to my Yagya pavit sanskar. But I've heard that you don't want to stay and wait, but the Lakshmi is the strength and the energy of the whole Yagya. How will you leave? Devi, today, I want the world to know that I will change my name from Ganesha. And I want you to know that because I respect you so much, I will put your name before mine. And I will take a form in the world that people will know to be Lakshmi Ganapati. And while I'll be called Lakshmi Ganapati, you will have to sit on my lap and wait there until the sanskar is finished. And she looked and she says, but Ganesha, he says, there's no buts here. You will sit and you will wait until it is finished, because today together we are Lakshmi Ganapati. And if the world wants to stop the money from spending out and you want it to stay, then you must call on Lord Ganesha and the Lakshmi Mata as Lakshmi Ganapati. and the money will stay, and the wealth will stay, and the success will stay. And when you worship us together, then everything will flow as the riches of the world. Have you understood why when Diwali comes, you look at many pictures and you see Ganesh Baba and Lakshmi Mata, and you see Shubh Labh in Hindi or in English, Shubh Labh, and you see Lakshmi Mata and Ganesha? What does it represent? Lakshmi Ganapati. Together, they will allow money to stay. They will allow wealth to stay. They will allow success to come in your home. And there he says, today, to those who put you at their doorway and to those who call me, I will make sure the money stays in their hands and it stays in their home. I know all the viewers everywhere may be wondering how to do it. Well, I'll tell you how to do it after this beautiful bhajan to Shri Lakshmi Mata. Prem so Shri Lakshmi Mata ki jai. Hey Lakshmi Maiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya. He says, Devi, let me worship you today. And how I worship you, that is how the world should worship you. Manao dinaratiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya, Manao dinaratiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya, 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 Manao dinaratiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya, Manao dinaratiya, hey Lakshmi. Pula charao, mala charao, pula charao, maya mala charao. Pula charao, mala charao, manav dinaratiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya, manav dinaratiya, hey Lakshmi Maiya. He says if you want to worship Devi Lakshmi Mata in your home, especially for the month of Kartik and for the 5 days of Diwali, if you think in your life money is spending out and it is not staying, if you think you don't have the barakat in your house for money, for food, for wealth, then what do? You pray to Lakshmi Ganapati, you offer mala to her on the 5 days of Diwali. Every day for the 5 days, you offer mala, pula charao, mala charao. You offer fruits. You offer Durha charao, naivedya charao, Durha charao, naivedya charao. You offer milk to the mother and you offer prasad. And after you offer milk and prasad, the final offering to Devi, in order for the wealth to stay, he says, Pani charao, nariyal charao, Pani charao, nariyal charao. You offer pani, which is water, and you offer coconuts. If you can offer the coconuts, the water, the milk, the prasad, the flowers, the fruits, and you can worship the mother for 5 days of Diwali, the wealth will remain in the home. But in order for it to remain and progress, you must invoke Lord Ganesh Baba. You take 8 25 cents or 8 coins and you worship these 8 coins with full puja. Chandan, Hardi, Sindur, Naivedya. You worship these 8 coins and you place it in a brass lota. And you take that brass lota and you fill it with the element of water and you place it in front of your gateway, maybe just behind the fence itself, or you place it in front of your doorway of your home. And every once a week, you exchange that water, you empty it and you fill new ones. Mother Lakshmi will reside as Ashta Lakshmi in each coin to create wealth in your home. And every time you exchange that water or you refill it, it is as though the element of water will draw the negativities of your life. Every day you pass from your doorway or you pass from your home, you go into the world and you come home. Everything that you bring that is negative, you know, water has the element to absorb. In life, many people, if you paint a room and your room is smelling like the paint and you want to remove the fumes, you put a bucket of water in the center. The bucket of water, the element of water absorbs. When you have that jar of that brass loot of water in front of your gateway or in front of your doorway, it draws, just like the paint, it draws negativity. And once a week, every time you refill it with new ones, with clean water, at some point, your home will become cleansed, where all the impurities would have been absorbed and it would have been eradicated. And now the only thing that will remain is the purity of the water and Ashtalakshmi through 8 coins. And which prayer do you say? Lord Ganesh mantras. Any one of Lord Ganesh mantras. And with the Ganesh mantra and the Lakshmi Mayas, the coins, Lakshmi Ganapati will be fulfilled. Hey Lakshmi Maya, hey Lakshmi Maya, hey Lakshmi Maya, hey Lakshmi Maya, Manavad Naradiya, hey Lakshmi Maya, Manavad Naradiya, hey Lakshmi Maya, Manavad Naradiya. Lakshmi Mahamata ki jai. On that day, my friends, Lakshmi Ganapati was formed, where Lakshmi Mata sits on the lap of Lord Ganesha, and she will be worshipped. Put her picture in your home. Put her next to Lord Ganesha. Worship her in this time coming to the days of Diwali. Every day, the 5 days of Diwali, worship the mother along with Lord Ganesha. Fill your brass lota. Why? Because the brass is the conductor of the energy of Bhagwan Surya, the sun, and it will re-energize and charge those coins. And wealth will stay in your home. Barakat, success will stay. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. With this, we end our beautiful message tonight, a wonderful katha. And while the devotees around the world would have taken their moments to join in, once more, this is where we join in our final arati, where we pay our pranams to Devi Mata. निषिदना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी, निषिदना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी हो मैया, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। मांग सिंदूर विराजत देखो मृद मद को, मांग सिंदूर विराजत देखो मृद मद को। उज्ज्वल से दो नैना चंद्र बदन ने, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी हो मैया, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुर गाते, शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुर गाते। विलोचन नैना निषिद नमद मात, जय हो जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी हो मैया, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। चौसत युगणी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो, चौसत युगणी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो। बाजत ताल मृदंगा और बाजत के डमरू, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी हो मैया, जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम् स्वामिनाथा सच्चिदानंदा जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा तेरे बच्चे स्वामी हम सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा भर कर सुमिरन तेरा जीवन भर कर सुमिरन तेरा घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नामल तेरा घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नामल तेरा भरते ऐसा दाता स्वामी नाथा भरते ऐसा दाता स्वामी नाथा राधे राधे गोविंद राधे 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 गोपाल राधे 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 गोविंद राधे 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 गोपाल राधे 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 गोविंद राधे 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 गोपाल राधे 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 गोविंद राधे 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 गोपाल राधे 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 गोविंद राधे 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 गोपाल राधे 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 स्वामी नाथा सच्चिदानंदा जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा स्वामी नाथा सच्चिदानंदा जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा सच्चिदानंदा जय लक्ष्मी माता हनुमंता स्वामी नाथा ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, लक्ष्मी महारानी की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। Tonight, we've concluded a beautiful night of devotion, and may the blessings of Goddess Lakshmi Mata be with each and every one. Jai Sitaram.